Welcome back to Rand on Real Estate. I'm Greg Rand, your host on 77 WABC. We've got time for one or two more calls, 800-848-9222. And I want to remind you that this show is podcast. You can listen to it after today or pass it around to your friends and put it up on Twitter or whatever you want. That's at WABCradio.com. You can also see video of the show being recorded at OwnAmerica.com. And OwnAmerica.com is the site I want to make sure you know all about here. We've got video courses for potential investors, people that want to learn more about this. 1 hour I can go over little bits and pieces, but we have a multi-hour video course on there that's free for you if you want to learn more about the wealth building potential and the techniques that professional investors use. We've got a lot of information on there. My book, Crash Boom, published by Career Press, is available. You can get it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or you can get it right there on OwnAmerica.com. But if this is something that you're interested in, that's why we created this company. That's why the show is here. That's why the book is there. That's why the courses are there. And we have some really fun analysis tools on the site that you can plug in. We have something called the case study calculator. You can plug in the basic purchase information and cash flow information on the property and look at 30-year projections on cash flow, equity, and return on investment. So that's what I'm going to do with, I think it was Dave we just talked to a moment ago, who wants to compare a property in New Jersey with a property in Florida. We're going to plug those numbers into the case study calculator and look out 30 years and see if the assumptions we plug in hold true, which one of those things is going to win the horse race. So I want to talk about Atlanta just briefly with you. Atlanta is a market that has this unbelievable combination of being assaulted by the housing crisis. It was just one of those places that got so beat up by overdevelopment, overspeculation. They built a lot of housing complexes and the housing developments, luxury housing developments, entry-level housing developments, condo and townhouse complexes, and they just got caught flat-footed when the market turned. And so speculators, the same story you've been hearing me tell about Phoenix and Vegas and Florida is happening in Atlanta, except for the fact that Atlanta is not relying on migration of baby boomers. It's not relying on, like Vegas is, a new job scenario being created. Atlanta has all that. Atlanta's growth, the reason why it was so attractive to developers and lenders and investors during the roaring 2000s, is still intact. The southeast United States is sucking population from all over the country. And greater Atlanta, like 70% of the population of Georgia are in the greater Atlanta area. It is an epicenter of industry, an epicenter of some media. It's just a really, really strong city. And it's getting kicked around so hard right now that we put a deal together. I met a company called Maverick Real Estate Investors. And what Maverick represents is an industry, what's called turnkey investment services. What they do is because we're here in New York and because the property here in New York is pretty expensive, you look around the country, you hear these calls that we have here. Talk to Joe in Colorado. He's talking about $120,000 houses. Talking to a guy who bought a place in Florida for $25,000. It blows your mind that these prices are so low. Other places in the country, the rents have kept up and the prices have come down. And so you can buy in a place like Atlanta and generate 10, 12% a year return on your investment just by virtue of the positive cash flow. And because you're buying in a great American city that's getting kicked around right now, you have that added dimension of appreciation coming to you, in my opinion. So if you go again to OwnAmerica.com, go to the blog, you'll see the chart on Atlanta. You'll see the migration map on Atlanta, and I've got a link there for you because what Maverick Investor Group has done is put together a selling event, an investing event. They have got properties on the market right now, turnkey properties. Turnkey means it's already been bought, it's already been rehabbed, there's already been a tenant put in and a lease signed, and it's already set up with property management. So you can be a New Yorker and you can buy a property in Atlanta and you don't actually have to go there. Okay, I think it's a good idea to go there and take a look at it, but you don't actually have to, because you'll have somebody reliable who manages hundreds or thousands of properties in the Atlanta area managing your property as well. You plunk down. The price of these things are between $50,000 and $60,000. And so I want you to go to my site, and you'll see at the bottom of that posting the Maverick Investor Group link. If you go there and you use the deal code Greg Rand, all that's in the blog posting here, use the deal code Greg Rand, you can watch a 1-hour webinar where they explain the opportunity and actually show you the properties. If this is of interest to you, this is a way for you to get out of New York, invest in American housing in the places where the opportunities are the greatest, but not have to be a landlord, which we know drags a lot of people down. So go to OwnAmerica.com, go to the blog, go to the show prep blog, scroll down, find the Maverick Investor Group link, check out the webinar. If you want to ask me questions, again, you can always email me at greg@ownamerica.com.